Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Sound out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step ends.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No. I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party! Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Popcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens. Joining me as always,
Step hens.
thank you, somebody got it, Dollar Bill Dave.
Kirk Herbstreit sucks.
He does. And Timmy C.
Who?
Good.
It's me.
Robust start today for Timmy. Who?
This is what I say every. Oh, sorry. Step ins. I missed it. I'm missed my mark. It's live. I'm not thinking quickly. My
You're
bad.
right. We get it. Everyone has a misfire here or there.
What up, CA? Whoever you are.
Please
It's my
remember,
boy Chris.
Adam.
Please remember,
The
please remember
gentleman?
to
Alan.
subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcasts. While you're at it, follow the show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on the IGs, which we are also live on Instagram at Filter Free Popcast. Follow the network on Twitter at Filter Free Net. Timmy, if our listeners / watchers / I don't know of another way, if they go to
Patrons.
Braille readers, if they go to www.patreon.com/filter free, what do they get for $10 a month?
Well, they'll get us. A lot of us. Too much of us, some would say. You will get Legends Let's Rethink This, Footballers Getting Paid with Tim and Dave, Evolution of Evil, Wrestling with Commercials, plus our list of 2024 events, maybe a bus ride, maybe Top Golf. Who knows?
We have Top Golf here in Huntsville. We should do a bus ride to Top Golf here in Huntsville.
From Dave's house. Everyone
And-
come stay at Dave's.
CA will be there.
I like it.
The gentleman, Chris Adams.
That's it.
He's dead.
We're going to have his corpse.
This is the a-hole, Chris Adams.
The a-hole Chris. Well, I think they both were, actually. If you ever hear the story that Pritchard told about Chris Adams and
Yeah, I don't think he was a very nice person.
him at a trailer,
In a trailer park, I heard that story.
mobile home, if you will.
See, CA's in.
A housing unit, if I may.
Mobile
That's how you
housing.
class it up.
Mobile.
Yeah.
Nubile.
So we had a whole litany of choices this week to do our new segment we've introduced in the last few weeks. What's going on in your world today? And both of you guys agreed on one topic. I'm not excited about it, but go ahead.
Yes.
Super excited. Cocaine.
Super excited. Oh, look at this. Dinner is served.
No.
Great. Now we've lost Dave for a
Yeah,
half
look,
hour.
nice, please.
Jesus H.
You're the
Tap
best.
dancing.
All right, so
What are you eating? Chicken Parmesan?
no, country style steak, mashed potatoes, green beans.
I hate you.
You said she was cooking a fancy dinner.
This is
That-
fancy.
that is
Country style
fancy.
steak.
It's Alabama fancy.
It beats the shit out of McDonald's.
True.
Ray Kroc.
All right, so the hot news story of the week that got us going in our text message. Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay was reportedly the subject of a serious incident at his home in the great state of Indiana last month.
Love that state.
Carmel police were called to Irsay's home around 4:30 a.m. Eastern on December 8th and found the billionaire in bed, unresponsive and cold during what authorities called a suspected overdose.
I think he just fell asleep.
Responding officers found Irsay struggling to breathe, and after Narcan was used, he responded slightly.
What'd you call it? Narcan. Thank you.
That's what I meant.
Alabama is wearing on you, man. Narcan.
Narcan. He's narcan.
Or as they call it in Alabama, after dinner snack.
Yeah. According to the Colts, Jim Irsay is currently being treated for a severe respiratory illness, and there's no further information at this time.
COVID.
And they would like you to respect the privacy of Jim and his family as he recovers.
He had COVID. I mean, what's the problem?
So we're not going to
he had COVID?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I think he had cocaine.
Yeah. Well, luckily, we're not going to reach out to Jim Irsay for comment, so we're respecting their privacy.
It was definitely allegedly an overdose.
But you guys,
I'm going to call him right now.
You should. You guys were telling me how excited you were to do this story.
I would party with Jim Irsay.
You're like, oh, Jim Irsay, he sounds so fun to party with. Well, for one, not only so we were talking about the
Hey Jim, what's up, buddy? It's Dave in the HSV.
He called somebody from Quad Cities. So blame. So we're just talking about this. Who moved the Colts from Baltimore to Indianapolis overnight in '84?
His dad.
No, him. He had just taken over the team.
Oh.
But his dad's the one that took the heat for it.
Well, who would want a shitty team in Baltimore anyway? That place is terrible.
You like the Ravens that are getting ready to win the Super Bowl again?
They're good. All right.
Irsay didn't move the Colts, did he?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
His dad did.
His dad did. Well, his dad was the spokesman, but Jim Jr. took over the team that year.
Little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, right.
For our pool that currently I am winning.
Yes.
I'm picking the Texans to beat the Ravens this weekend.
Yeah, CA, you got work to do, buddy. You and me are not looking good in this NFL playoff pool.
Oh, here, let me show you a live look at the Ravens in the playoffs.
Who? I want to see Buffalo Bills versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
8 people would watch that game.
With Baker Mayfield throwing a 58-yard Hail Mary touchdown to Mike Evans to win the game.
It's oddly specific.
Future Chicago Bear, Mike Evans.
Yeah, right. He ain't leaving.
But I was, you guys were saying how excited you were to party with Jim Irsay.
I would. Totally.
I live in the state of Indiana. I love that you guys want to party with him after he ODs for cocaine. That's what makes me.
Well, no, I wanted to party with him before, but
yeah, I would have partied with him.
Better shot now because I guarantee he's burned up some of his brain.
As you guys know, I used to bartend in a part of the area up here. I know. No. No.
You guys know I used to be a cocaine connoisseur.
Yeah, I've tried them all. But I know food and beverage service industry people from Indianapolis. Jim Irsay is a giant dick. He's like a Charles Oakley or a Michael.
So he's
Jordan.
like
they're infamous.
Fredo in The Godfather, just banging cocktail waitresses to it.
No, they're not. He's not a good tipper.
Does he not?
You said he was a giant dick. I just assumed.
No, I said he is, not has.
Oh,
but he doesn't tip. He's an asshole to people. I mean, here, if you guys want to go party with Jim Irsay and that actually happens, I'll go.
You know what?
I won't be happy about it.
I bet if he went to a strip club, he'd tip well.
Let me see. Let me get on the Filter Free Popcast Twitter
there you go.
X account at FF Popcast.
That's the only one you're allowed on.
Yeah, because the other one's still in prison.
And actually, you're only allowed on that one because they don't know it's you.
Jim Irsay at Jim Irsay. Tweet.
They just asked you to respect his privacy. Why are you tweeting at him?
We're
not going to get to hang out with him if you do this.
Respect your privacy, comma, but at Dave in the HSV.
I think it's going to let you tag as your.
Can you buy me out?
At Timmy C, 1979, want to party with you. At T Stevens. 91 thinks you're a dick.
There's no way he's typing that fast.
It's way over 140
he's
characters.
Out.
Do it.
Wow, he was typing that.
Also,
he was doing text to type.
I love the one guy who's from Indiana is out.
To be fair, like I told you, you should love Jim Irsay. He brought football to your state. Took it out of trash-ass Baltimore and brought it all the way to God's country, fat ass Indianapolis.
I mean, I will say, for one, that should be our state motto, fat ass Indiana. But I will say that I have got to meet Peyton Manning because of the Colts being in Indianapolis. He went to one of our home games when I played high school football.
I went and saw the legendary
one game.
Mm-hmm.
I went and saw the legendary Tampa Bay Buccaneers play in Indianapolis 2 years ago.
You didn't tell me?
Yeah, I did.
Why didn't I go?
It was the week of Thanksgiving, that weekend. We went, met up with my old Army roommate. He works at Oceanair there. Very fine dining establishment.
There's no ocean in Indianapolis.
They have some badass seafood there. That's one of the best restaurants I've been to. Yep. So then the next day we went to the Colts Buccaneers game. It was a great back and forth game. Buccaneers won on a long touchdown with about 30 seconds to go.
Carson Wentz Colts.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was.
Statue.
And Tampa Bay Buccaneer legend Tom Brady led Buccaneers. Boom, boom. Awesome stadium. Pat McAfee was there banging the drum before the game.
It is a nice stadium.
That's a kick-ass stadium. It's better than Cincy's jungle.
You've never been to Jerry World. Trust me.
I've been to Jerry World.
No. And
I went and did a tour of it.
I'm kind of surprised.
Say the Indianapolis Stadium's nice.
It is nice.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Actually, Conrad Thompson's made fun of me about this before. I said I was surprised WWE's never really made a bid at Lucas Oil for WrestleMania, and he told me, "What is anyone going to do in Indianapolis?" And I was like, "Well, that's fair."
Well, I'd go to St. Elmo's. That's what I'd do.
You and everyone else.
Yeah. They don't have room for all of them.
So my buddy took me to a bar. So we went to Oceanair and had dinner. He works there. So he had dinner with us. And then he took us to a bar that he says has the best wings in Indy. And it's a soccer bar, like European football, hockey.
Grass
hockey. So we were there, and it's late at night, and we just him, me, my buddy Andrew, chugging Jaeger bomb after Jaeger bomb.
That sounds terrible.
Ugh.
And then Ursay walks in the door.
Chasing Jaeger bomb.
With cocaine.
With cocaine?
With Fireball.
Oh. I don't know which one's worse. Oh, boy.
And then all of a sudden I get the random, well, it's time to eat chicken wings. Those wings were awesome.
Bro, you didn't have any taste buds. You'd been chasing Jaeger with Fireball.
If I'm drunk enough that I'm at the point where I'm doing Jaeger bombs and Fireball, I think if someone was like, "Hey, you want to eat some wings?" I'm well past that point.
Dave's like, "These chicken wings are awesome." They're like, "Dave, it's a shrimp cocktail. What are you doing?"
God, that was a French fry, and you ate it like a moron. French fries left, ketchup all over my face.
So now that we've completely wandered off path, is there anything else we want to discuss about Jim Irsay in the Indianapolis Colts before we get rolling?
Well, I hope he gets back to us and lets Timmy and I hang out with him because he sounds like a good dude.
He definitely, allegedly a good dude.
And I totally tweeted that, by the way.
I saw it. We all saw it.
I synced it.
I'll retweet it. I'll up your guys' chances of getting in with Jim Irsay.
I'll retweet it tomorrow.
He's got to wake up first. That's a problem.
I did ask to respect his privacy.
You did. When you're ready, we want a party.
Soon our filter-free Twitter is going to be suspended in jail.
Because you want to party with Jim Irsay.
You violated the app rules about harassing billionaires.
Dude, my Twitter, I got put in jail for telling a guy to marry his fiance.
You did. You dick.
Haven't you also been put in jail for telling someone to stub their toe?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And remember the last time I got in jail, I said Casio kid is so funny.
Slap your titty.
If you haven't gone to see him live, slap yourself in the titty. What are we doing? I said I wanted
You know what?
Eric
I say a lot
Bischoff-
meaner shit than that, and
when
I
they
don't
said
ever
Eric
get thrown in
Bischoff-
winter jail.
Talked Stacy Keebler out of going into Playboy. I said, I hope he stubs his toe, and I got put in jail for a week.
Yep.
I have always wanted to see me some Stacy Keebler. I got to learn how to work this AI thing. We can make it happen.
This AI thing. What?
Nick it.
DJ, go to the show, please. Please.
Are we ready to start the show? Timmy, get your finger
I'm
ready.
already there.
Get it out of your ass.
Already there.
Because this week we're going back to January 13th, 2006, as we relive some WWE SmackDown. However, before we get to that show, let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's see what was happening. I said it twice. Let's
Good
run
job, you.
Filter Free up first. Stories that missed the cut. Hit it. January 2nd and 3rd, it's college bowl season once again as number 4 Ohio State wins the Fiesta Bowl over number 5 Notre Dame 34-20.
Oh,
Number 11.
H-I-O.
You don't even like them. Shut up.
Yeah, you don't.
I do.
Right. Number 5,
Hey,
number 11 West Virginia, as I wrote here, West Virginia beats number 7 Georgia 38-35 to win the Sugar Bowl, and number 3 Penn State also won the Sugar Bowl apparently by beating. I'm on fire.
That was the Orange Bowl, Penn State one.
Oh, yes. By beating number 22 Florida State 26-23 in triple overtime
I prefer Central Virginia.
for Central Virginia. We also
Yeah.
got one of the best college championship games ever, which we will cover here in just a little bit.
That Orange Bowl killed me. Florida State lost in triple overtime, and their kicker, Xavier Beitia, missed like 3 easy field goals. F-face.
He went on to be a great soccer player, though.
That's what he was a soccer player.
Of course
Xavier
he was.
Beitia.
January 7th, the pop singer Pink gets married to Carrie Hart from The Surreal Life in Costa Rica.
Did he wear his sunglasses at
I
night?
wear my sunglasses at night.
I think that might be wrong, though.
Step hen.
Speaking of Trivioki, January 9th, Rodney Atkins' newest single, If You're Going Through Hell, is released. It would go on to win Billboard Song of the Year for 2006.
Never heard of it.
You never heard of that song?
Uh-uh.
You need to look it up.
I'm good.
It's a fantastic song.
I remember the album cover. That's about it.
If
You,
I
you don't know the song either?
I can't sing it word for word. I've heard it, I'm sure.
Holy shit, you guys are
It's not on Trivioki, so don't worry about it.
I've never heard it.
You guys disappoint me. January 12th, the New York Rangers of the NHL raised the number 11 on Mark Messier to the rafters.
Messier than what?
Shut up. The legend. January 12th.
Ice soccer. Stupid.
It's
that time
pronounced
of
Masseur.
Messier. January
Messier.
12th, Turkey releases a prisoner by the name of Mehmet Ali Ejah. This is 25 years after he shot Pope John Paul II.
You know what he said when he got out? Gobble, gobble, gobble.
It's not how it goes.
It's not.
How's it go, Dave?
January 14th, Eminem marries Kimberly Ann Scott for the second time.
If you really decide to kill that Kim bitch, I'll show you where the ocean is.
I think the second marriage lasted like 3 weeks.
I was gonna say, usually when you marry for the second time, it almost always works.
Yeah.
I don't know what the success rate is for second time around marriages. Probably not great.
No, second time to the same person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Uncle Norman did that. Didn't
How'd
work
it
out
go?
Well.
Okay.
I think she was number 3 and number 5. And
Oh,
then
they're
he
still married.
ended up at 7.
Wow.
Was she number 7 too?
No, she wasn't working her way through the odd numbers. No.
1, 3, 5, and 7.
I mean, at some point, you just got to cut your losses and be like, you know what? Let's just not get married.
Yeah. We've learned our lesson twice. January 19th, Wilson Pickett, the singer behind In the Midnight Hour, dies of a heart attack at age 64.
I loved them.
Hour,
I loved them in
more,
1991.
more.
I don't think that's that.
With a rebel, yeah.
They were the ones that hold on for one more day.
That's Wilson Phillips.
That's Wilson Phillips.
It's Wilson Pickett. That's what I said.
I only know Wilson Phillips because Chris Farley played her in Saturday Night Live.
Played her. A band of 3 women. He weighed as much as Wilson Phillips.
And that's why he's no longer with us.
That's true. January 22nd, the Denver Broncos beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 34-17 to win the AFC title, while the Seahawks beat the Panthers 34-14 to win the NFC title. This sets up one of the worst Super Bowls ever. We do not discuss it, though, on this show because it's in February.
That's when my boy died.
From Hunger Games?
From Hunger Games fame.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. Actually, I believe the end score, I think why this game was not on our highest, most lopsided Super Bowls the other day. I think Seattle won this game 43-9. So it would have been 1 point less than.
You're wrong here. The Steelers played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, not the Denver Broncos, you idiot.
No, it's Broncos Seahawks.
Yeah, Broncos.
In 2006?
Yeah. Peyton Manning.
Steelers.
No, Peyton Manning played for the Colts then.
Steelers Packers was like 2009. I'm looking.
Steelers played Seahawks.
2006.
And Roethlisberger got a Super Bowl win.
Super Bowl.
Shouldn't have.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right.
He's a raper.
I think I watched that in Virginia. Yep.
I watched it at
Seahawks.
I watched it at our fund director's house.
What was I doing here? Well, how did I get this completely backwards?
You like how
we're bad at doing shows.
Oh, that's right. Information's not worldwide leader in disinformation. It's literally been a part of our logo since the
I have a good idea how you messed it up.
I wasn't drinking when I wrote the show. Was I? I don't think so. I don't think so. I might have been. January 22nd. I know this one's right. Kobe Bryant of the LA Lakers puts up 81 points against the Toronto Raptors, making this the second highest scoring performance in NBA history, behind only Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in 1962.
I believe I can fly.
Woo!
I believe I could.
That's rude.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's rude.
That dinner was really yummy.
Good.
I'm glad you're done. Thank you.
We all enjoyed it too.
Half hour into the show, we can finally start doing show. Okay, good.
January 22nd, Lisa Marie Presley marries Michael Lockwood in Kyoto, Japan.
You misspelled Jackson.
What?
They still married?
No, Michael Jackson died years ago.
Well, Lisa Presley died last year, so.
Then I highly doubt they're married.
Okay.
I'm curious about something now. So if you guys could just riff for a minute before I read this last story.
January 30th, Coretta Scott King, the wife of Martin Luther King Jr., passes away at the age of 78 from ovarian cancer. So sad. It was right after Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
When was the Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl? Now I'm concerned about something.
Probably 2016.
It's 43-8.
Yeah, that's when because I told you that was
2014.
Yeah, that's when Philip Seymour Hoffman. Because Facebook put me in jail and took my post off.
No, what I was concerned was I actually like if it was 09, that I accidentally did the whole show for 09. That's what my concern was. But we're good. It's 2014. There's no way I'm that dumb.
We're 2006, buddy.
I know. That's what.
Why are you saying 09?
What?
Squirrel.
Stories in the wheelhouse. January 4th, we are gifted with one of the greatest college football games of all time as the Trojans of USC take on the Texas Longhorns for the football championship. Both schools were stacked here in 2006 with players like Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Vince Young, Jamal Charles, and others, as well as two rich lineages as the ones these two schools possessed. The game took place in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, and housed 93,988 people for this epic showdown. Both schools were undefeated and had historic head coaches in the forms of Mack Brown and Pete Carroll. USC was favored by a full touchdown, even with the strong conferences both schools came from in 06.
They weren't in the SEC.
Who?
Neither of them.
But the Pac-12 was good back then, so was the Big Ten.
Well, it's the Pac-2. It's the Pac-2 now, and Texas is in the SEC. So
no, they're still in the Big 12.
Yeah, they're going to get like Boise State and Pacific
No.
University. And
Next year, they're in the SEC.
Next year. This year, they're in the Big 12.
This year's over.
Basketball season's going on, fool.
Oh, shut up.
also,
They just lost yesterday, and their coach was crying because
They even have a basketball team.
Yeah, they're in the top 25.
also, Timmy, that's why I said in 06.
Idiot.
Putz. The game was broadcast on ABC and had a two-man booth with Dan Fouts and the legendary Keith Jackson.
Not
35
that
million.
poor Kirk Herbstreit.
35 million people tuned in to see this epic showdown. What we didn't know at the time, this was actually the final game called by Keith Jackson. USC was riding the longest winning streak at the time, 32 games, while the Longhorns had the second longest winning streak at 19. With these two explosive offenses, this game was almost guaranteed to be great.
This was the first college football game to feature two Heisman Trophy winners in the same starting lineup. USC quarterback Matt Leinart and running back Reggie Bush won the award in 04 and 05 respectively, although Bush later forfeited his award. Bush beat out Texas quarterback Vince Young for the Heisman, but I wonder how many voters think they got that wrong after this game.
All of them.
USC trailed Texas 16-10 at halftime, but the offenses really got going in the second half and never looked back. With 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the game, Dwayne Jarrett scored on a 22-yard pass from Matt Leinart to give USC a 38-26 lead, and it was almost a foregone conclusion that USC would be wrapping up their third straight national championship. Vince Young then led Texas to a quick touchdown in just over 2.5 minutes to cut the deficit to 5, and just over 4 minutes remaining. Texas's defense held strong, and Texas got the ball back with just over 2 minutes, and Young led the Longhorns on a 10-play, 56-yard drive in 1 minute and 50 seconds to lead Texas to their first national championship in 35 years. Vince Young was named the Rose Bowl MVP and posted a stat line that is absolutely unheard of. Young went 30 for 40 passing for 267 yards and had 19 rushes for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's nuts.
Absolute insanity.
Not unheard of. I've seen Josh Allen play football. All Vince Young needed was 3 interceptions, and we'd have been on par.
Shut up.
Anyway, let's talk Bush.
Ugh.
Yeah. In 2000, Reggie Bush, by the way.
Oh,
In 2006, reports surfaced raising questions about whether Bush's family received gifts in violation of NCAA policies they obviously had. Why are we even discussing? The school requested that the conference investigate the matter, and Bush denied any impropriety because he's a liar, sort of. On June 10th, 2010, the NCAA, by the way, June 10th, 2010, 4 years later, they're so speedy there. The NCAA announced major sanctions against USC. The NCAA found that Bush had received lavish gifts from Lake and his partner, Michael Michaels, which is a stupid-ass name, from at least December 2004 onward, including a limousine ride to the 2005 Heisman Trophy presentation. We need to discuss what lavish means if they just rented him a limo. As a result, USC was given 4 years of probation and forced to vacate its last 2 wins of the 2004 season, including the 2005 Orange Bowl, as well as all of its 2005 season. Terrible. The Trojans were also banned from bowl games in 2010 and 2011 because they had so much to do with Reggie Bush back in 2006, and lost 30 scholarships over 3 years. Running backs coach Todd McNair was banned from off-campus recruiting for 1 year after the NCAA determined he had known about Bush's dealings with the agents. At one time, Bush dated WWE diva Eve Torres while at USC. Good on you, buddy.
I did too.
No, you didn't.
no, you didn't.
Bush then dated Kim Kardashian. Their relationship began after Matt Leinart introduced them at the 2007 ESPY Awards. They split on July 27, 2009, and got back together on September 28, 2009. Bush is a PIMP here.
I dated her.
And he
too.
was also romantically linked to singer Jesse James in 2010. Pimp.
If I knew who that was, I'd have dated her.
Look her up. She's hot.
Do
I
you
thought
know what
Jesse
the
James was like a
No, not the motorcycle guy. No,
the real
not
Double J?
He was an outlaw.
Spend my days
Days
working
working
hard
hard
on
on
the
the
gun, but the hands on it. You mean Jesse James Decker?
Yes.
That's not Jesse James. She's got nice hoo-hoos, though.
You know what else?
She wasn't a decker at that point,
You guys want
but
to?
she did enjoy the foosball.
I think it's time we see who has the best hoo-hoos out of you two. Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host. I don't know why I played the intro again.
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Vernon and Waugh. Mike Vernon with a great left.
Here it is. H. Pressure with three. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Come down there. Over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
By the way, when we were talking about the 3 national championships for USC, or almost 3, wasn't one of those also belonging to LSU?
Yeah, split with LSU.
Jamarcus Russell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That was a split title.
Do you know what he's not?
It wasn't
a part of?
It wasn't Jamarcus Russell. It was the white guy.
Oh yeah.
Jamarcus Russell was the next year.
The other guy played in the league for like a year or two. I remember that. But
I got those.
do you know who's not in Box Score Trivia this week? Jamarcus Russell, because we're doing NFL league leaders for the 05 season. Because Dave corrected me 2 weeks ago because I did 93 instead of 92. So we're gonna do, which category did I pick? I don't think I picked any of them. Apparently,
Don't
We're
pick
gonna-
sacks.
we're gonna do passing touchdown leaders.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
I kind of wanted to
Got it
do.
first.
Carson Palmer.
Would you shut up and let me finish talking? I kind of wanted to do interception leaders for quarterbacks because that looks fun. But we'll start with passing touchdowns. Peyton Manning. Dave got that one second with 28.
Drew Brees.
Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer led the league with 32. Drew
Tom
Brees
Brady.
tied for fourth with 24.
John
Tom Brady
Kitna.
third with 26. What did
Phillip
you say,
Rivers.
Jimmy?
John Kitna.
John who?
Kitna.
No.
Mark
Phillip
Bolger.
Rivers.
John Kitna. What'd you say, Dave?
Drew Brees.
Phillip Rivers. I already said Brees, idiot. Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers. No.
Eli Manning.
Mark
Tied for
Bolger.
fourth with 24. Mark Bolger. No.
Michael Vick.
No.
Rex Grossman.
No.
What's the guy?
Actually,
from
the
Philly?
next year would have. Nope. The next
John-
year would have been their Super Bowl year. So that means Kyle Orton probably played.
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre tied for 10th with 20.
Aaron Rodgers.
No, idiot. He was behind Favre, you moron face.
Favre could have been in Minnesota.
Roethlisberger.
No.
What's his name?
Also, who said Drew Bledsoe?
Nobody.
Nobody. Drew
Well,
Bledsoe.
I
one
said
of
Drew Brees.
them. You did.
I said Drew Brees first, moron face.
Well, Drew Bledsoe's one of them.
Oh, Drew Bledsoe.
I was going to say whoever guessed him, which I was going to give you a bonus point for what team he was on, but never mind.
The
Dallas
Toronto
Cowboys.
Argonauts.
It was the Dallas. Cowboys.
Extra point for Dave.
Here we go. We got Oakland, Washington.
Rich Gannon.
No, Seattle, Carolina.
I know. I got Seattle's right here. I can't think of his freaking name. Hasselbeck.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Timmy gets it, tied for fourth with 24.
What? That's a half point, bitch. I gave
gotta-
him this last.
You got to say Matt because remember Tim was in the league too.
Yeah, but he was a backup.
So Matt started.
He
off
was
as a
still
backup.
in the
I get
league.
Hey, you gave him half a point last week for mine, so I get half a point there. I will fight you.
I gave you both a point, is what I did.
Okay, I'll kill
Go
you.
ahead and fight me. I don't care.
I'll fight
Both my
you.
arms work now,
I'll
bitch.
kick you right in your elbow with your little.
Yeah,
big
they
looking
work
arms.
now.
Look how small it is. He's got Paul Orndorff arm.
You're looking at your penis.
So now we got Carolina, Washington, and Oakland are the three teams left.
Carolina,
Jake Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme tied for fourth with 24.
Washington,
Jake Delhomme.
Oakland, Jamarcus Russell.
No.
No, idiot.
Yes, led the league in passing touchdowns.
All right, who was there between Rich Gannon and Jamarcus Russell? They even have a quarterback?
One more guess each.
Washington.
I don't like these odds.
And Oakland.
The quarterback for Washington actually set the league record for most consecutive completions without an incompletion when he was there.
Alex Smith.
Nope.
Oh,
Good
no,
guess,
he
though.
wasn't at Washington then, though. I was thinking
He wasn't in the
Donovan
league.
McNabb, but that's
Nope.
Philly.
That
Nope.
was who I was thinking earlier.
Here's the two you missed. Tied for 10th from Oakland, Kerry Collins.
Gary Collins! Penn State legend.
Tied
If
for
it's the New
8th
York
with Drew
Giants, I'd have
Bledsoe
got him.
from Washington, Mark Brunell.
Did you say
Oh.
Washington?
Washington.
Washington. Mark Brunell. Damn.
Up next, rushing touchdown leaders.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
LT, third, 18.
Rudy
Larry
Johnson.
Johnson. Larry Johnson.
Rudy
Larry-
Johnson.
Larry Johnson, second with 20.
Marion Barber.
Rudy Johnson tied for 5th with 12.
Marion,
No Marion Barber.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
No.
Edgerrin James.
4th with 13.
Corey
Um,
Dillon.
Tied for 5th with 12.
Patriots.
Yep.
Brandon Jacobs.
There is a giant, but not Brandon Jacobs.
Tiki
Christian
Barber.
Okoye.
Tiki Barber tied for 10th with 9.
Boom.
I'm ignoring Tim.
Amon
Also,
Green.
T-Rob wants me to tell Timmy to turn the color on his camera or his screen down. You're all white.
Amon Green.
Amon Green. No.
Steven Jackson.
No.
Deuce McAllister.
That's better. That's much better. Deuce McAllister. No. See, this
Reggie
is one of
Barber. Or no,
Who?
Rondé Barber.
I already said Tiki Barber, you idiot.
The
Rondé Barber. plays
Quarterback, Rondé
quarterback.
Barber.
Yeah.
You're such a moron.
See, this is one of those ones. If I start reading the teams, you guys are going to get them immediately. Well, except for maybe like 2 or 3.
Who was running in Denver at that point?
Maurice Claret.
The bus.
Tied for 10th with 9.
No, you can't just say the bus. That's
Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis.
He said Jerome Bettis first, too.
All right, give us some teams.
T-Rob said Squirrel Hamster, who's not a person.
Muscle Hamster.
Muscle
Yeah, Muscle
Hamster.
Hamster.
Chicago, Washington, Carolina, Denver, Seattle.
Marshawn Lynch.
What did you say? What?
Marshawn Lynch.
No.
Boone County High School. What the hell's his name? Sean Alexander.
Led the league with
Oh,
27.
shit, yeah. That's from my home state of Alabama.
He's not.
He went to Alabama, idiot head.
Or he went to Alabama. He's from Northern Kentucky. Went to Boone County High School. I seen it.
One more guess each.
There a Raven on there?
No.
Were there even Ravens at that point?
Yeah, they started in 1997.
Yeah, they
Ray
won the
Rice.
Super Bowl in
No,
01,
he was busy
02.
killing people.
Getting
By the
killed,
way, can we talk about Baltimore retiring his number? What?
Ray Rice.
Yeah.
Baltimore's
number-
next.
His number was 9mm.
Well, at least now they got a raper in their Ring of Honor, and they've got a statue of a murderer out front. So they're on fire.
Great.
Over there,
They're
Baltimore.
killing it.
Who's a raper?
Ray Rice. Well, I
No, he
guess
beat
just-
up his wife.
Yeah, he's a wife beater.
Yeah.
That's better.
No, Ray Rice is the killer.
No, that's
No, he didn't kill anyone. That's
Ray Lewis, idiot.
Oh, well, they
Dum
should
dum.
have. Either way, yeah, we're done.
Tied for 10th of Chicago, Thomas Jones. 9th of Washington, Clinton Portis.
Will you stop saying Washington?
I will not.
How'd
it's
we
funny to
miss
me.
Clinton Portis? Good
all,
Lord.
all I could think was the costumes. When he said Washington, I was like, it's the guy with the costumes. But there was no way that was coming to my
Clinton
mind.
Portis. Tied for 5th, Mike Anderson of the Broncos and Stephen Davis of the Panthers. And
Stephen Davis of the Panthers?
Yep.
How'd I miss that?
And you got the rest of them. So last category, receptions.
Chad Johnson,
Chad
Terrell
Johnson,
Owens.
5th with 97.
Reggie Wayne,
Marvin Harrison.
No
T.O.,
Marvin Harrison. What'd you say, Timmy?
Reggie Wayne,
No Reggie Wayne.
T.O. Terrell Owens.
TJ, who's your mama?
No T.O.
Roy Williams.
It's a pretty eclectic group.
No
here.
TJ, who's your mama?
No TJ House Mozilla.
Torrey Holt.
Antonio Brown,
Torrey Holt tied for 3rd with 102.
Larry Fitzgerald,
Led the league with 103. Was tied for 1st.
Plaxico Burris.
No.
Hmm.
There is a Raven on this list.
Chris Henry.
Chris
No.
Henry. No.
he was dead.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he died in 2000.
He died in like 09.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't even know who that
five.
is.
Chris
He was a
Henry's
Bengals receiver.
Cincinnati Bengals.
He was really
Crazy.
good.
He was crazy. Crazy.
He would have been the next
He
Randy
was
Moss.
arguing with his baby mama, and she tried to drive off, and he jumped in the back of a truck and ended up getting thrown out of the truck and died.
That's a normal series of events. Yeah.
Joey
looked
Galloway.
He looked like an
No.
alien.
So we got
Tim Brown.
no
Tim Brown.
Washington. So I will say T Rob just got one right in the IG chat. You guys can't see it though, so that's fun. We got
Don't
Washington.
look, Timmy. Timmy's looking, cheater.
Washington, Denver. If he says it, I'm not giving it to him. Denver, Baltimore, Green Bay, San Diego, Arizona,
Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates, 6th with 89.
Smith.
What'd you say?
Steve Smith. Senior. Sorry.
Steve Smith from Carolina.
Oh, you
Yeah.
mysteriously were looking on your computer and now you say Steve Smith.
Yeah, he
Rob
he
said-
cheated. He cheated. You don't get that one, fathead.
Fine. Get out of the way, cat.
Get your pussy out of
Jeremy
here.
Shockey.
No Jeremy Shockey.
Plexico Burton. No, you already said that.
You already said that.
Algie Crumpler.
Wow, no. There is not another tight end on this list.
Oh, I was gonna go Kellen Winslow.
It was just
So
Gates.
just Gates.
Kellen Winslow Jr.
Yeah.
He was a raper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I thought.
definitely.
And he got
allegedly.
busted. No, he got busted jerking off in a parking lot, and then he raped like a 90-year-old.
There's nothing wrong with the first part.
No, there is. There's laws against it. I think the state of Florida would disagree with you.
I think it was probably Ohio that would disagree with me.
Whichever. Pick a state.
Seattle,
They disagree
Daryl Jackson.
with- No. There are also Seahawks on this list, so I don't know why you did that.
Because I was thinking of Hasselbeck.
One more time. Washington, Denver, Baltimore,
Altoon.
Green Bay, Arizona.
Green Bay.
But not Larry Fitzgerald. What was the other one?
Barry Fitzgerald.
No,
You got
it's.
5 seconds each.
I'm gonna kill myself. when
Green
you
Bay.
Tell me.
It's not worth it. Don't do that.
Green Bay's pissing me off.
Here we go.
Amon Green.
No, here's
he's
the
a
rest of your
running
top
back.
10. 10th from Washington, Santana Moss with 84.
Oh, yes.
9th of the Denver Broncos, Rod Smith. He had 85.
Yeah, I wasn't guessing that one.
Here you go, Dave. Tied for 7th with Green Bay and Baltimore, Donald Driver and Derek Mason.
Oh, driver. Oh.
Tied for 3rd with Torrey Holt and Quan Bolden.
Anquan Bolden.
The Arizona
Florida
Cardinals.
State Seminole legend, Anquan Bolden. Are you kidding me?
So this week, Dave wins the round 12-9. Good job, gentlemen.
I was
What was
within
it?
3. I win.
12-9.
12-9.
Nice.
Here we
Barry
go on to the
Lincoln.
next story.
Who's Stephen Brandt?
I don't know.
Art
Gilbrandt's son.
Okay.
Here we
Hey,
go.
Moose is here.
Oh, Moose. January 20th, one of the biggest movies of the decade, and a movie I was glad I was out of high school when it came out. High School Musical is released. The
I love
musical
this
was directed
movie.
by Kenny Ortega, written by Peter Berlusconi.
I love his taco shells.
Oh, okay.
Skinny.
And starred Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and Ashley Tisdale. The movie was released by Disney Studios and was a direct result of the musical episodes of the show Even Stevens. In the film, high school students Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez first meet at a ski lodge and are randomly called up to sing a duet for karaoke. Upon returning to school, the two are in the same homeroom, and Gabriella reveals that she had just moved there. In typical high school fashion, the plot of the film is the other students who wanted to participate in the upcoming musical attempt to sabotage Gabriella's efforts because it's high school. A lot of singing happens in between. The film was made on a $4.2 million budget.
I'm so excited.
There you go. And 7.7 million people watched it when it premiered on the Disney Channel.
I'm about to lose control and I think I like it.
Upon DVD release, the film sold a record 1.2 million copies in 6 days.
Shut that
And
moron
overall,
up.
the film has generated over $100 million in DVD sales.
High School Musical, huh?
Yep.
Never seen it.
Me neither.
On review site Rotten Tomatoes, High School Musical holds an approval rating of 65% based on 20 reviews with an average rating of 5.7 out of 10.
Too high.
Still never seen it. I was thinking the whole time I was writing this up, I was thinking of that show Glee. I was like, what that is
I,
show?
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah. But
Isn't it like
anyway,
a sequel?
Vanessa Hudgens has
Prequel?
nudity. Steven says Vanessa Hudgens needs nudity. Vanessa Hudgens has nudity, buddy. Google it. It's good.
It'd be weird to have it in that movie.
It's not.
Yeah, that would make it weird.
It wouldn't be on Disney.
Is she
They blur-
banging a
blur-
beaker?
Blur her titties.
Is she banging a beaker? Or is she banging Beaker from the Muppets?
Did she stick a flute in her pussy? What?
That's American Pie.
Yeah. The website's critical consensus reads High School Musical is a brazenly saccharine,
High school.
but it makes up what?
You said high school.
High school.
Skew.
High school musical.
It's all right. I was listening to our episode from Raw, and I still said Vietnam War. So,
but it makes up for it with its memorable show tunes, eye-popping choreography, and appealing cast. Common Sense Media rated the film 4 out of 5 stars. Kevin Carr gave the film a score of 3 out of 5, saying the filmmakers were just trying to tell a story. Sex, drugs, and violence just didn't factor into that equation. Well, yeah, it's on Disney.
duh.
They've obviously never been to high school.
Where are we not getting a lot of sex in this high school show on TV?
Also, guys, get together. It's time to do the cocaine orgy. Everyone get in their places.
Jim Irsay here?
Yes.
Cocaine out of Vanessa Hudgens' butthole.
And we only have Jim for 40 minutes, so we need to get this wrapped up. He's got a party to get to.
All right. Not so fun facts for me. Gross. This movie was filmed at East High School in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is so on brand for this. Students still use Sharpay's pink locker.
Have you seen
I think that might be a euphemism.
Are you?
Timmy's
I would
seen this movie.
Is this
I-
really the best you could do? Is people are using her locker?
I want to use Sharpay's pink locker.
Who's Sharpay?
One of the students.
Thank you.
I don't know. It took 24 days to film this movie. You could tell. The soundtrack was recorded
just
in 5
quick-
days.
Fun fact.
Not so fun facts.
The great movie we watched at my house, Hot Shots Part 2. At one point in time, they didn't think filming was ever going to end and they were going to have to scrap the movie because they were over 100 days filming that.
I love that they were like, we don't think filming's ever going to end. We're just going to film this for 400 years.
We're going to scrap this movie. We're 100 days into this shit. We're done.
By the way, I think Sharpay is actually Vanessa Hudgens, so you'd love to be in her pink locker.
Oh, I'd love me some Vanessa Hudgens. I watch all her Christmas movies on Netflix.
I don't like it.
The soundtrack was recorded in 5 days. I'm glad we didn't rush anything in this
She
movie.
married a prince, man. It's cool.
Filmed it in 24 days, recorded the soundtrack in 5 days. Michael Jackson called Zac Efron to tell him he enjoyed his work in High School Musical.
He was on fire.
Efron said he was not Efron.
Efron?
Efron
Not Efron.
said he was utterly flabbergasted, which I'm surprised he knew either of those words, and cried during the call. I'm guessing if it were Elementary School Musical, then
Okay.
never mind.
Michael
Never mind.
Jackson's on the phone. He's
Never
going to
mind.
finger me.
God damn it, you guys. God.
Over 600 teen actors auditioned for this movie. Auditions lasted 8 seconds.
Because
The
they were
cast
all
had-
in it.
The cast had to undergo 2 weeks of intense dance rehearsals before filming began on the movie. The milk carton scene in the movie do not contain milk, shocker. They had lemon lime juice because milk spoils if it's not refrigerated. But literally not in the time it took to film this movie. They could have sat out. It'd have been fine.
So instead of using milk because it might spoil, they use lemon lime juice, which might blind someone if it gets in their eyes. Great.
They were thinking Michael Jackson might have shown up.
You're muted, Dave. You're a
Is
dick.
lemon lime juice white?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That sounds racist. I don't know if we can do that.
Well, I mean, unless it was chocolate milk. I don't know how else to put it. White milk, right?
Might have been strawberry.
It's like, why is that milk yellow?
It was also put in Vanessa Hudgens' pink locker.
Oh, it's our new lemon milk. Doesn't milk curdle when you put lemon in it?
Oh.
Yeah, if you really hate someone, give someone a shot of a cement mixer. It's cool. It's
Done that.
Bailey's and a
Gross.
shot of lemon juice. But you got to make sure
Gross.
they're separate.
Yeah, you got to take them separate.
Yeah. It fills their mouth with cottage cheese.
Yep.
January 24th. Yeah. Let's continue with the Disney theme as we have a merger as Disney buys Pixar Studios. Pixar was founded in 1986 by, how's this for a board of directors?
Tastes like a yeast infection.
It does. Steve Jobs, George Lucas, Edwin Catmull, and Alvy Ray Smith.
So money. It was founded by money.
Smith founded the Lucasfilm's computer division. Pixar had remained independent until 1999 when the collaboration with Disney began. The studio and Disney had a 3-film contract in place, and upon the completion of Toy Story 2, Disney wanted the film to go straight to video, thus not counting as one of the 3 films.
Horse
Pixar-
shit.
I know, that's bananas to me. Pixar disagreed, and the film did get a theatrical release. After this dispute, the relationship, Timmy probably had to pee, he faked that. After this dispute, the relationship between the two remained rocky, even with Pixar creating The Incredibles and Cars in the meantime. In 2004, another deal was in place for how revenue would be split between the two when Steve Jobs and Disney CEO Michael Eisner hit an impasse. Did you go pee, Timmy?
Yes, that quickly.
Yes.
No, I'm so pissed off about this merger. It's terrible.
You should have gone pee while you were up. Negotiations in earnest would continue when somehow ended here in 2006 with Disney buying the company for $7.4 billion. That's what the B.
Ernest went to camp.
He did.
Hey.
Ew, eggs
Exeronius.
Now he's going to go pee. The next film to be released by Pixar was Wall-E in 2008.
At the time of the Pixar acquisition, Disney Animation was struggling to repeat the successful string of animated features it created in the 90s, including The Lion King, Aladdin, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Are there any more? I don't remember anymore.
Beauty and the
That was in the 80s, stupid.
Whatever.
Aladdin 2, Lion King 2, all that shit just wasn't cutting it. Pixar was making bank, so of course Disney would want to swoop in and get in on that action. Toy Story grossed some $362 million at the worldwide box office.
Seen it.
A Bug's Life, $363 million. Toy Story 2 in 99 hit it big with $485 million. followed by Monsters Inc. at $525 million, and then Finding Nemo at $865 million. That's insanity.
Wow.
I found him.
And this is before Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. The fact that it took Disney till 2006 to do this blows my mind.
During his first earnings call as CEO in 2005, Bob Iger told investors under his direction, Walt Disney would be, quote, disciplined in its approach to acquisition, seeking out opportunities that help the business adapt, not just expand for the sake of expansion. Within 2 months of that call, he announced Disney would acquire Pixar for $7.4 billion. Disney already had a relationship with Pixar, having co-produced films like Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., and Finding Nemo, and aided the film's distribution. So
Seems like they were good at that.
well, yeah, Disney is good at distribution, not good at thinking up their own shit now.
And they're not good at keeping the line short at their theme parks.
No, they're not good at that at all.
And they're not good at keeping prices down on their cruise ships either.
Or their theme parks.
Or yeah, Fast Pass. Another $80 on top of your $200. Iger noted how Disney handled integration of Pixar into its company, helped persuade other brand owners to trust their legacy would not be lost. This includes Marvel and Lucasfilm. Yeah, they made a little money off that. Iger was so instrumental in brokering the deal to acquire 20th Century Fox. Also, 20th Century Fox.
The Simpsons and X-Men.
Yeah, now they own X-Men. That's right. You look at Frozen, you look at Moana, you look at Zootopia, and you look at Wreck-It Ralph, look at Tangled, and the number of Academy Awards and box office successes, and that IP they created and generated, Iger said, you know, it was all tied, really. Everything that we've done with Disney animation since then was tied to Pixar acquisition. Correct.
All those movies you named sucked.
Nope. What?
Did I stutter?
Moana was the shit.
My kids really like Moana.
Moana was shit. I saw it in a theater on a Disney cruise and wanted to jump off the side.
Oh, Dave's rich. We got it. Disney cruise. You know what I have to say to that? You're welcome.
Oh, gosh.
Are you going to start singing?
In a minute.
I'm going to say because you probably should.
It's my turn? That means it's my turn. Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki.
Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears. My neck, my back.
Yep. Yeah, I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take it from Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby. All right, I'm so excited. That's not one of the songs this week, Dave.
I'm so excited, and I just can't.
To be fair, I was really out on music here, but these songs, I've heard them. But they're fire. Song number one, clue number one.
2006.
This is a 2005 song.
Nope.
We're January. So they all came out 2005. 2005 song by Atlanta-based hip-hop group D4L, which reached number one in the Billboard Hot 100 in January of 2006.
Let me see that Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Roll.
Not 1996, you dumbass.
Oh, sorry.
Clue number two, the music video of the version of the song samples and interpolates
Wow, that's a throwback.
elements of Candy Girl by New Edition, whereas CD single version of the song excludes the sample.
Laffy Taffy.
Laffy Taffy, shake, Laffy Taffy,
Yeah, yeah.
Laffy Taffy,
Give it to me.
Laffy Taffy, oh, Laffy Taffy, Laffy Taffy, oh, Laffy Taffy. By the way, clue number three, this song is about.
I like candy.
Yep, Jen gave it to me. She said Laffy Taffy. I cheated.
It's
I
cheating.
hate her. Yeah. Take that point away. TJ, you lead 0-0. Song number 2. Clue number 2. Or
TJ never would have got it.
We should do clue number 1 first.
I said that from the beginning.
This is a song recorded by American pop singer Kelly Clarkson for her second studio album, Breakaway.
Breakaway.
Incorrect. Clue number 2. Lyrically, this song explores the pain of Clarkson's deteriorating relationship with her father. The song begins with a piano-led melody. As it launches into the chorus, to the sound of a roaring guitar becomes apparent.
Oh, what a dance with somebody.
That's Whitney Houston.
Oh.
In fact, Fat Tim sings it in the opening for this segment.
That's why it's in my head then.
You're good at this game. Clue number 3, the video's plot centers on Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson!
In a heated argument with her husband in front of her child before realizing that she was repeating her parents' mistakes. It won a category for Best Female Video at the 2006 MTV Video Music Awards.
What?
VVV.
Fat and happy.
MTVB is what I heard.
Because of you, I never you for the time. Because of you, because of you, I am
That was good. That was good stuff.
Good job.
Got it.
Nobody got that. 0-0 still. Good job.
Nailed it.
Did anyone in the comments get it?
No.
No. Well,
No.
not on
Just
stream,
Jen
though.
and her Laffy Taffy out there.
My Laffy Taffy.
Song number 3, clue number 1. This is a song written by Brett James, Hillary Lindsay, and Gordy Sampson. Doesn't that sound like a winner? And recorded by
Big
American
James, bitch.
country music artist and sexy legs, Carrie Underwood. It was released on October 18th,
Before he
2005, as the first single from Underwood's debut album, Some Hearts. That was from her
Before
second.
he cheats.
It was from her second album.
That's the only song I know.
Clue number 2, the song ranked number 4 on CMT's 40 greatest
Jesus,
songs
take
of
the
decade.
wheel. Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the
I think Timmy just wanted us to sing high pitch.
Yes.
We are good. We're very good.
My turn.
At singing, yes, absolutely. At guessing, Dave's okay.
No, I'm not good.
I'm a good singer.
We got problems.
Hit my clip.
What's your problem?
He's
All good now.
Oh, it's time for Dave's Fave. Have you think it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
I do get another Fresca.
All right, guys. It's time for Dave's Faves. 3 movies. I liked all of them.
I would hope so.
This is going to be a tough one.
I'm in. Let's do it.
I have only one that I think you guys get.
Okay.
Oh, good. This is right.
Maybe 2. Movie number A with a budget of $30 million.
Which ain't shit in 06.
Our first movie this week grossed a weak ass $42.9 million at the box office.
Wow.
Although this movie was a huge box office failure, it did win the 2006 ESPY Award for Best Sports Movie.
Moneyball?
This is an American sports drama film.
P.R. Marshall.
In 1966, Texas Western coach Don Haskins led the first all-black starting lineup for a college basketball team to the NCAA championship. Stars Josh Lucas, Derek Luke, and John Voight.
John Voight.
Adolph Rupp is an asshole.
John Voight played Adolph Rupp in this game.
Movie.
Yep. I remember the movie. I can't think of the title.
I remember it too.
Told you it's tough. Glory Road.
Oh yeah.
Glory Hole. Yes.
Yes. Timmy does that on Tuesday.
John Voight also has one of those. Called his daughter.
N.A. Nobody gets it. Losers. All right. Movie number B.
Jen said white men can't jump. That was her guess.
Good guess.
2006.
I bet John Voight couldn't jump. So,
Well, he was 90. So
On a budget of $26 million.
not better.
Movie number B grossed $17 million at the box office.
killing it.
This is also an American sports drama film. Set against the backdrop of boxing for the Navy. This movie centers on
$1 Million Baby.
This movie, $1 Million Baby, was a girl.
I know.
This movie centers on a young man from the wrong side of the tracks whose dreams of attending the Naval Academy become a reality. It stars James Franco, Tyrese Gibson, and my God, she's so hot, Jordana Brewster.
I love Jordana Brewster.
Yes. If you watch the SmackDown show, this movie was advertised on it as one of their sponsors.
I only watched part of it.
As soon as I was watching this today or yesterday, I'm like, oh no, my movie's on the show.
I don't remember.
Sticking my submarine into Jordana
Think
Brewster.
of the Naval Academy, TJ. Where is the Naval Academy?
Annapolis.
Timmy C with -1 point.
He said my name, not you.
Well, you didn't answer. You should have learned to answer.
That's bullshit.
What does Annapolis have to do with boxing, though?
That's where the Naval Academy is, dumb.
Yeah, idiot face.
Doesn't have anything to do with boxing. You want to box, you go to Philadelphia like Rocky did.
Movie number C. 2006.
Yes, thank you.
On a budget of $5 million. This movie grossed an epic $6.6 million at the box office.
Whoa.
This is the one you will get.
Okay.
Which is weird because
It's terrible. You're going to get this one.
People saw it.
A 35-year-old video game tester has to move in
Grandma's
with
boy.
TJ Stevens with triple points for Grandma's Boy.
That is one of
Happy Madison throwing out big bucks for their films back then.
My
is one of
three
my
movies this week grossed a total of $66.5 million at the
In 2006.
In 2006.
That is one of my favorite movies ever. Grandma's Boy.
Grandma. I knew TJ would get that one.
Love it.
Because he's big about living at home and jerking off and
All right, so
smoking
now Tim was leading 2-0, but now it's TJ
it
3-2.
What?
I was going to say no one
That
jerks
is
off.
not how it works.
No one jerks off in that movie, but there definitely is a jerk off scene in that movie. So,
And it should be 3-1.
dude, you came all over my mom. Let's start the review of the show. WWE SmackDown from January 13, 2006. We are in the Wachovia Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Your announcers are Taz and Michael Cole. We open the show with a live shot of the crowd, and Cole and Taz tell us that history will be made tonight as Orton and Benoit finish their best-of-7 series for the U.S. title, sort of, plus a new Piper's Pit with the Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman is going to get ya.
I never watched SmackDown back in these days. Friday nights, 2006, I was 24 years old. I was out partying, man. No clue what the hell's going on in this show.
I was out here. I wasn't watching at all.
I was into my late 20s, so
You're
but
like 40.
SmackDown was not a must see. But I do miss the old fist set.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Fun Director's butthole.
Here comes the World Heavyweight Champion Batista with an all-white suit, and Teddy Long is in tow. One of the fans forcibly holds Teddy Long's hand when he's waiting for Batista to get in the ring, which is weird. Did either of you guys see that?
No, I
Nope.
wasn't paying attention.
This guy literally leaned over the rail and went several tries and just held Teddy Long's hand while Batista was getting in the ring.
Everyone loves Teddy Long. What the hell?
It's true.
He blocked me on Twitter.
Teddy Long.
Except Dave. Everyone except Dave loves Teddy Long.
Batista's crying right out of the gate, and I don't understand what we're doing here. I would find out here in a minute. Batista tells us that he was injured Sunday night against Mark Henry. Now we get a babyface promo, and I don't like babyface Batista at all.
No.
Still,
I
my
prefer
favorite Batista moment was him turning on Rey Mysterio. That was great, great stuff. He tells us how proud he is. He gets some cheap pops, forfeits the title to Teddy Long. Interesting way to start the show. The injury, by the way, was a torn right bicep suffered at a house show.
Nope.
I relate.
Torn right tricep.
Oh, fuck
Arm.
him then.
Torn
Pussy.
right arm.
Pussy.
And this was a tape show. So, but he actually had his surgery the day before this show aired.
Yeah, well, at the end when he comes back out and he takes his coat off, you can actually see the.
Oh,
cast
well,
under the suit.
you notice when he's walking through, I'm like, one of those arms doesn't look right at the
Well,
end.
also when he lifts his arm up the stage, he does this, and then he remembers he can't lift his arm up all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batista was gone till July of 2006 from this injury. Now it's all starting to come back. They said that there's going to be a world title battle royal. I knew exactly who was going to win it because the Royal Rumble's not far away, and we all know who's winning that one.
Mm-hmm.
Mysterio.
Yep.
Timmy's favorite.
Yep.
I'm fairly certain that Batista here is the same age that Ivan Koloff was in the 1984 Mid-Atlantic show we just watched.
More on that in a bit.
Okay, just checking. I feel like Batista was thinking here, man, I can't wait to start my movie career.
Maybe.
He won't tear a tricep there.
Mm.
And there's no way that wrestling in 2006 was getting the girl in the crowd to cry like she was. Like, she was just, it's Batista at SmackDown.
I don't see Miss Elizabeth coming back to Randy Savage. Like, you can
Nah.
keep it together.
Piss off. I find it weird. Not Hawk. It was Animal. That Animal was walking around in the background here in 2006, full makeup, ready to go. Like,
Well, Hawk
hey,
was dead,
Animal.
wasn't he?
He was, yes.
Yeah. It'd been better if he were walking around.
I believe this is when they were doing the new LOD with him and Heidenreich.
Heidenreich, yeah.
Gross.
He
He
was
was
after he tried to rape Michael
54
Cole.
here. Come on.
Animal was fat.
He was. Well,
Yeah, he
more
was
on that
not-
later.
Yeah.
Hawk wasn't at this point. He was pretty trim.
No, he's dead. So,
He was trim. Yeah.
after this, after Timmy runs or Batista runs into the Hall of Fame wing in the backstage, we see Teddy Long back in the ring, and he announces the main event of tonight's show: a battle royal to crown a new world heavyweight champion.
Stupid.
It is stupid.
A
Now we
battle
get-
royal.
I hate battle royals.
Now we get a recap package of the best of 7 series between Booker T and Benoit. Now you may be saying to yourself, didn't he say earlier that it was Orton? I did. Booker T was injured and Randy Orton replaced him in match 4. Booker T was up 3-0 at the time of the injury. Booker caused a DQ in match 4. Orlando Jordan caused a disqualification in match 6. And here we go with match 7.
Who the fuck is Orlando Jordan?
He'd make a bigger name for himself in TNA, but not much.
He was JBL's cabinet.
Yeah.
He was cup of coffee is what
Yes.
he was.
Now he was there for a couple years, and then he I think he wrestled the Ultimate Warrior in the Ultimate Warrior's last match.
He did. That
Yeah.
did happen.
And
I
it's
love
really
too-
weird because the Ultimate Warrior went on this anti-gay rant, and then like to prove him because Orlando Jordan was bisexual or whatever. So
Yeah.
he wrestled Orlando Jordan to like get back in the good graces of people.
Because that always
That's
works.
weird.
Yeah, after calling people the F word and
Yeah.
talking about how much you hate gays. That's what what?
Where's trash? I love 2006. It's the age of hair gel. I'm not poking fun. I was guilty of it too.
I wasn't. Not in 2006.
Yeah, Dave still didn't have hair in
You're
2006.
You're looking at my 2006 hairdo.
I had the spikes in the front. I had the whole 9 in 06.
You would.
I did.
Tim had a mullet.
Fits great in an Air Force dress cap.
I had no hair in 2006.
Teddy Long talks to Randy Orton, and Teddy tells Orton that Benoit and himself will not be in the Battle Royal, so they can focus on the United States title. Sharmell comes out.
Weird.
I talk about it here in a minute. Sharmell comes out to introduce Booker T, who, if Randy wins, Booker will become the new U.S. champion. I actually like the storytelling device because if Randy wins, if Randy wins, he doesn't get the U.S. title, and now he can't fight for the World Heavyweight Championship later in the show. So, what really is his motivation here? I thought it had some issue to the match.
That was stupid.
Okay. Now we see a commercial plugging the Rumble with 4 McMahons as Romans. It was pretty funny. No? Okay, match 1.
Stephanie had big hooters.
She did. Mm-hmm. Randy Orton versus Chris Benoit for the U.S. title.
Cream of the crop Benoit.
The show feels like it's from today because we were 25 minutes into the show before the first bell rang. By the way, here on this show so far, Batista was 37, Booker was 41, and Benoit was 38, but Orton was only 25. Clearly a bit of a transition period here for the WWE. More on this later. This was a really good match with Benoit showing his tenacity, but Orton showing his sadistic streak, which we would become known for later. I love Orton actually making Benoit fight to put the crossface on, so Benoit just puts him in an armbar instead. Benoit gets Orton up on the turnbuckle and starts throwing some chops, and some of them look like live rounds. I'm pretty sure he was chopping him in the face, not in the chest. Eventually, Benoit headbutts Orton off the top rope to the floor. At one point, Benoit tries to win with the perfect plex, but they don't call it that. Benoit must have thrown 60 chops in this match.
It's a fisherman suplex.
That is what they called it. After Orton gets out of the sharpshooter, Benoit hits 3 German suplexes and signals for the headbutt, but Orton moves. Benoit goes for another sharpshooter. Now we have a ref bump, so there are shenanigans afoot. Jordan runs out but gets foiled. Randy goes for the RKO, but Booker comes out, tries to hit Benoit with a crutch, but misses and gets knocked out of the ring. Benoit picks up Orton, who misses another RKO and gets another crossface, but no ref. Benoit wakes up the ref, goes back for the crossface. Booker hits Benoit the U.S. title. The finish really was this long. Orton gets the pin and the win. Your new U.S. champion, Booker T. Talk about plenty of time. This match got 20 minutes, and most of it was worth it. The finish took way too long.
Ugh. Took you way too long to read that. It was like a book.
You're welcome. There's 2 matches on this card, so I had to really stretch it out.
These two fought for the world title at SummerSlam a year and a half before this. And it's weird just seeing them go at it for a secondary belt. Once you're a world champ, you got to stay in the world champ division. Can't go back to U.S. title. Trash. The vast majority of this match was technical, pure wrestling. Benoit really focused on Orton's arm and worked it throughout the match. Wrestling is missing this sort of psychology these days. Hey, let's just do a bunch of flips and thumbtacks and shit. No, have a match. How does Booker win the title if he's not in the match? This is stupid.
Well, he was up 3-0. I mean, they should have just given it to him at that point. By the way, wrestling is missing the amount of psychotic in this match. Let's not forget that Benoit
It's trash.
Killed his family.
Yeah.
You know, all that. Yeah.
No, it's just denying that.
I love the old Orton music, though. I prefer this over Voices in My Head.
I did like that.
Every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Orton obviously wearing the evidence of wrestling with Chris Benoit. minus the Bowflex. He had chops across his chest that were bruised. The match went on forever.
You did.
Like, I had no comments. I'm just like, oh, they're wrestling. Look, they're still wrestling. Like, it was good. It wasn't terrible wrestling, but I'm like, I can't comment because it's just them wrestling. Hard hitting, but it takes forever.
No match should ever be more than 8 minutes.
Ever.
Correct.
Ever. That's why WrestleMania 5 and 6 and 7, those are the best.
7?
I love WrestleMania 7.
You're wrong.
Your mama. You got big nipples.
After the match, Booker celebrating in the ring with the title, and now Booker owes Randy one. Now we see Piper backstage as he runs into Jillian Hall, who apparently has a giant growth on her face. That's her gimmick here. This is what we're doing in 06.
So you don't remember this, huh? Because you
Nope.
weren't watching. Yep, that was her gimmick. She came in and had this huge shit on her face.
Good. Then JBL appears, talks about taking his place as World Heavyweight Champion tonight and how Roddy should be interviewing him instead of the Boogeyman. Piper agrees. And then Michael Cole says for the first time ever, the World Champion will be decided in a Battle Royal. Apparently he missed Royal Rumble 1992.
That's not a battle
It's
royal.
not a
it's
battle
Rumble.
royal, dumbass.
Oh, my bad. How dare I? Now we see a package of Eddie Guerrero posthumously winning an award in El Paso, and we even see Vicky before she was a character. Mondo is also here. El Paso officials are also interviewed. This is a nice piece. I liked it. You know what's fun is we just went through 4 segments. You fuckers didn't say a word. This is fun. I like carrying the show on my back. Out comes Roddy Piper into the Piper's pit. It is. I didn't say it wasn't. JBL cuts a good promo on Batista. Now we have a shortage of men in this company, and then cuts Roddy off and continues to pump himself up in his previous record-breaking reign. JBL then cuts Roddy off again and talks about the Royal Rumble. I wasn't watching wrestling here, so I completely missed JBL in this entire run. Piper acts like he fell asleep, and JBL yells him awake. Roddy then asks what is dying on the side of Jillian's face. That's the first thing he says. JBL gets in Piper's face, tells him to shut up. Then he brings out the Boogeyman, kind of a letdown. Boogeyman gets in the ring and JBL shoves Jillian at him. I did like that. That was good. Then he licks the growth off Jillian's face. This is what we're doing now. Then he bites it off. Great. This was an immense waste of Roddy Piper.
I loved this segment. This is sports entertainment at its best. I liked JBL out there putting Hot Rod in his place and taking over the mic. Former WCW World Heavyweight Champion and Florida State Seminole legend Ron Simmons' partner is a true wrestling god. And now the Boogeyman coming out. I remember all this. He did eat that shit. I just hope it was made out of gummy bears or something.
I hope so, because it looks terrible. Really putty.
Ooh. It looked like it was like putty. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you notice he didn't swallow it. He spit it out into his hand later. Ugh. Jillian had nice hooters.
She did.
And other things.
Growths.
And a nice mole on her cheek.
She had better looking growth than the one on her face. Jillian Hall was hot. Let's just squash that. Yeah. JBL, underrated promo.
Agreed.
He was good here. Piper has notes written on his hand on the inside. I was so disappointed by that.
It's because Piper's overrated.
You're overrated.
And they said that the Boogeyman shoved his worms down Jillian's panties. Dave, you think you'd be into that? You want to shove your worm down into Jillian's panties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give her a 2-inch earthworm.
And then we get a promo for Fit Finley debuting in 2006. Thought he'd been here for a decade at that point. What?
Up next, we go backstage and we see Eminem with Mark Henry. Thank God. Henry looked the way in 2006 that he would for about the next 12 years.
Or the previous 12 years. Just fat.
With a beard and dreads. We see a promo spot for
Just
Billy Graham's book and a video spot.
Fat. He looked since he was 12. Fat.
I
hope Mark Henry beats you up one day.
I still would not mess with Mark Henry.
Still fat.
We see
now he's old and fat.
We see a spot for Billy Games book and a video spot
Billy
for Finley's.
Games book.
Billy Games Brook.
Drinking Frescas this week. Your main
Billy
event.
Games Brook.
Your second match of the evening, your main event. It's Eminem, Mark Henry, the Mexicools, Matt Hardy, Bobby Lashley, Kendrick, and London. To hell with it. The SmackDown roster gets ready to battle for the World Heavyweight title with Ray and Kurt Angle as the final two surprise entrants. Angle is on Raw, so this is causing some confusion on TV. JBL wants Angle. JBL and Big Vito are immediately eliminated. The next elimination is Animal by Mark Henry. Nunzio's eliminated, next by Eminem. Jordan goes out by Angle. Angle then eliminates Regal and some other guy I didn't recognize. Then Henry goes after Angle. Battle Royals are so much fun to describe. Lashley eliminates Lashley eliminates Paul London and Super Crazy. Angle and Henry. Billy Games Brook. Angle and Henry now fight outside the ring, and Angle tries to German suplex Henry through the announce table, but instead Henry press slams Angle through it. Now Lashley and Henry square off in the ring. Lashley tries to shoulder tackle Henry and legit fell over. Henry then eliminates Lashley.
Billy Games Brook him.
Hardy eliminates Xavier Grenier with a twist of fate on the top rope, and then Henry just throws Matt Hardy out.
Sylvain Grenier.
That's what I said. Eminem goes to throw out
No, you said
Mysterio.
Sylvain Grenier.
That's what I said. Both of them. I said both of them.
He said Billy Graham's book.
But no, that's what I was supposed to say.
Billy Games Brook.
He said James Brooks.
Ray uses his speed to get Henry down and hits 2 619s. Then he jumps on Henry's back to eliminate him, and it almost worked. Henry catches him in midair and celebrates the win, but Angle is... Oh, he also threw him out. I forgot to include that part. Celebrates his win, but Angle is still in it as he comes to. Angle runs back in and begins the attack. Henry runs him over. Henry goes for a power slam, but Angle reverses it into the Angle slam. Henry regains control. Yes, just take a break for a while. Gets Angle on. By the way, we're never doing a show of the Battle Royal ever again.
Stop explaining it all. Just get to like the last four.
Okay, Kurt
no
Angle.
one gives a shit that Nunzio got eliminated.
Kurt Angle won. How's that?
Finally.
7 months after this Kurt Angle debut in TNA, we would not see him again in WWE until April 3rd, 2017, the day after WrestleMania 33.
Hold on, I gotta see how this works. Nunzio was eliminated at number 12, and he's eliminated by the.
Come back, TJ. There you go. You're back. Is there a bigger cluster in wrestling than a battle royal?
Or TJ trying to read off the results of Battle Royal.
Oh, I think next time we need to do World War III.
I'm in.
Be here
TJ just
27
reading
hours.
for an hour. Okay. There are just too many people in the ring for anything good to happen until it's like empty. So for the vast majority of that battle royal, that's why the Royal Rumble is so great. It doesn't fill up with 800 people all at once. It has to gradually get there.
Well,
So you get to
after
see
they
shit
eliminated JBL and Vito, no one else got thrown out for like 8 minutes.
Yeah. And so all you're doing is watching people punch each other and kick.
Because you had to have a show with 2 matches.
I know why. It was just boring.
I mean, there's a lot of mid-carders in this match. Really?
No.
I legit thought it was going to come down to Super Crazy and Simon Dean as the final.
I didn't even know who Simon Dean was for a long time.
Simon Size.
Way off. Totally. I was like, they're going to go in different directions. I can feel
Simon Dean was a weight loss guru, by the way. TJ.
Samsonite. I was way off.
He was Nova in the Blue World Order. Simon Dean.
I mean, I know who he is.
Oh yeah. Crowd was hot for the end, probably because they were tired of it.
Please.
Crowd was asleep for the end. I don't know.
He was getting a great push at this time, but I think he wrestled Undertaker at WrestleMania that year.
What year was this? 06? It's been 22. I think
this was the casket match with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
He'd have
If
lost.
I'm not mistaken. Of course he lost. But they were trying to push him. But the problem was anytime they would start to push Henry, he'd get injured.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he was wearing a pink suit coat.
Well,
When
that was excellent.
that was the best angle with him.
but he always, you could tell they always wanted to push him. But every time he would get any momentum, he got hurt.
I mean, look at him.
They paid him a ton of money.
And he never did shit.
Correct.
Won the World Heavyweight title.
Sign me up. I mean,
Well, he
dude,
did.
but I mean, he was never around long enough to ever be remembered. He came in spurts because he left. Because he was
I
hurt
usually
for 8
come in
months.
spurts.
You know what's funny is we're the way we're describing Mark Henry's career is exactly how we wanted Big Show's career to go, and we're criticizing Mark Henry for it.
Well, I didn't want Big Show to get injured.
No, not injured. Just he was only around in short spurts.
Oh.
Well, I think that's what's kept Roman so fresh is he's not there every free. I'm already tired of Seth Rollins because he's there every freaking week and wrestling every week.
And he's still the only person to hold that title.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want Jinder Mahal to win it.
No.
Kurt Angle, nice surprise at the time. However, he's getting ready to leave for TNA.
Kurt, Angel was a nice surprise at the time.
Sorry. Text to type. Speaking of TJ, there were a ton of jobbers in this match. Jesus. Good fake job of trying to get Ray over because no one's ever going to do that.
I'm a jobber that's been hosting the show for going on 3 years now.
Correct.
Because you can't find anyone better.
To be fair, we all
There ain't
knew
no
Angle,
one better.
Thank you.
we all knew Angle was going to win the minute he walked into the arena. No one cares about you, TJ. Sorry.
Wow. Rude.
I do.
It's
like my 19th best friend.
right behind Cassio. Conrad Thompson.
I believe after this run with Angle at the World Heavyweight Championship, I think he went to ECW right after that. That's where he ended before he went to TNA.
Yeah, he did. He lost the belt to Ray at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then went to ECW for all of a couple weeks. And then quit.
And he was like, fuck this.
Well, I think they were trying to get some name recognition because obviously they couldn't make ECW the way it was because that's what everybody thought was going to happen. We were going to get the old ECW back.
Oh, wait,
Kelly.
You guys are going to do December to December this year? No, I'm out. That was that year. That was 06.
Oh, that was brutal.
If you enjoyed this week's episode, please let us know. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get this podcast. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Popcast, and follow our network at Filter Free Net. As for us, you can find us all on our social media platforms at Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
Dollar Bill Dave.
You can find me in ex-prison at Dave in the HSV. Hey, Boober's here.
And I am at T
Stevens
91. Next week, we're going to cover We're going to cover WWF Royal Rumble from January of 1988. More college bowl games. Canada and the U.S. shake hands. Stargell heads for the Hall and so much more. By the way, that will also be live. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. What's the difference between a frog and a horny toad? Frog says, ribbit, ribbit. Horny toad says, rub it, rub it. 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 Rub it.